Welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Rumble, brought to you by DX Racer and Razor. I'm Storm with Hurix for our first series here in Group D. It's going to be Envy up against Team Liquid. Hurix, a little bit of a roster change coming out here from Envy. What do you make of this?
So as people are now finding out, Internet Hulk just posted a tweet, and I think a lot of people were wondering kind of initially what that was about. Internet Hulk is not going to be playing for Envyus today. One of the longtime mainstays of this roster, dating back before even they were sponsored by Envyus, is he's going to be taking a little bit of a backseat, and it's actually going to be Louis coming through as the trial member. He's just trial for right now, guys. That's going to be taking his place at the moment. I'm not sure exactly what their roles are on the team yet, how they kind of swap things around. But Louis, of course, from Colorado Clutch initially, I think, and then moving on into H2K, where actually you and I, Storm, casted him quite a lot. Yep. Really, really solid player. That was back in the heyday of May, and we saw his Pharah as well. His Pharah is actually disgusting. I mean, definitely someone to look out for sure. I think Envyus did very well to find a player like this, and certainly if you guys have been following him at all, you know that he can play some of those hit scan characters as well as Tracer, and even to some extent Sombra as well. So definitely a good player to pick up. The question is if Envyus is still going to be able to mesh as well as what we've seen from them in the past, especially in Korea with those Apex series as well. But now taking on Liquid, I still think Envyus has a good I think this is a good addition to their team. I mean, certainly it hurts to see Internet Hulk dropping out a little bit, taking a back seat, but we'll have to see what happens with that roster as announcements come from their camp. But we still have a game on our hands here, Storm, Envyus versus Liquid.
And this has been a long time since we've seen Envy play in a North American tournament, since I believe MLG Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, where they won that one against Cloud9. So it's been a long time. And now Team Liquid, a team that, we didn't expect to see kind of do too well in recent tournaments. And then out of nowhere, they just start to win games against some pretty big teams. So I think this is probably going to be one of the best matches we've had all day, just given, where these teams are coming from. Envy coming back from Korea and Team Liquid as well on the up and coming. So looking forward to what we have here. It's a best of 3. It's Gibraltar, Numbani, and Nepal for our maps here. So what are you thinking about this matchup?
Well, I can't take away from the fact that Envyus just has such a long, decorated history that I think that Envyus is going to be able to pull this one out. I'm not sure what kind of strategies they're going to want to pull out at all. I mean, Louis at the moment is sitting on a May, again, talking back in his past. That was really like a really solid pickup for him. But we also saw him a lot of times on things like Pharah as well. And I do think that that could potentially be something that does actually come out. We saw him on Zarya's in the past. I mean, he could pick up a lot of things. Mickey typically playing the diva role if it's actually going to be slotted, but at the moment he's on a Genji, and if you look at his history in competitive, all he's been playing is Genji so far this season, really. I mean, they pretty much put him in a hyperbolic chamber, and we saw what that did for Rogue with Nox actually going into one of his own to pick up that Winston, and came out of it one of the best Winstons in the Western region. So I'm not sure what they're going to go with here for the comp, as we're waiting for them to swap things up the last second. It's going to be Chips actually swapping over to the Ana, and Louis swapping over to the Tracer.
Well, nothing surprising from Liquid. Pretty much expected them to run with this. It's what they've been doing so well with in the past. Of course, taking down Selfless, LG Evil, and CLG, a few names over the past couple of weeks that they took some people down in the Overwatch pit. But we'll see what they're able to make of it up against Envy here in their first game on stream, as they already actually played one and already won it, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been against, I can't quite recall who it is against here. But right away here, we see a lot of aggression coming out from AZK into the backline under a lot of pressure. He's the first to drop here for Liquid.
Again, just the ability to just dive on people like AZK who are just out of position a little bit. Harry Hook is going to fall as he's on the Lucio at the moment, and Mickey again on that Diva, as they just like that combination so much. That's definitely something that they took away from Korea. I think there's the ability for Diva to just have such an impact in that role that they have it in, and Louis just going to work on this Tracer, man. And that's going to be the main thing I'm looking out for. I'm certainly looking to see what kind of impact Louis has on this roster, as he's on trial right now, and if he does well, he might be a mainstay for this roster.
Well, a clean sweep there for Envy. Still Louis up top here. Has a pulse bomb at the ready. We'll see if he's able to find anyone to stick that onto. Looking for ID. ID able to get to safety for the time being. Pulse bomb's out there. Finds nothing. Oh, he does get the kill. Didn't quite get the stick. It's a 1-for-1 right there. But Chipsine finding a kill on AZK as well as Taimu. And that's going to be 2 in the bag. They're using the Earth Shadow here from Coco just to ensure they get this first checkpoint. And Envy rolling through here with the payload here.
They do get that first point relatively quickly here. 5 minutes on the clock as they're pushing forward, trying to take any stray kills that they can. And Dahang actually needs to be a little careful as he's getting in a 1v1 here, and actually does try to go for a sleep, but actually not able to get it as Louis comes over and solidifies that kill. Chips pulling away with a little bit of a battering, I think, but nonetheless, they do take that one, and now setting up on top of this high ground here. Taimu once again ready to go with that tac visor here. Actually, the nano visor.
Yeah, they could go with the nano blade here from Shatter on the other end of the spectrum as Liquid ready to go with this. There's a dragon blade and the nano boost onto him, looking for something. Can he find anything? No. Does get a kill in the meantime. It was on the Taimu, but unfortunately, not going to find anything else with the dragon blade. But you know, a team fight victory is all that really matters here for Liquid. So they do hold him off. Still 4:12 remaining. A lot of time here for Envy.
Good news is that they did wind up taking away the tac visor, so that's not going to be an issue for them. Nano boost was held by Chips, so to be able to hold on to that one and still put that onto someone else. We'll have to see if they decide to stick with that or what they want to do with that, because against the dive, especially in this section of the map, I think Envy is going to struggle unless they have that tac visor. I think they really kind of were banking on that a little bit, but maybe we'll be able to see Taimu just come alive regardless.
They have a tac visor. ID using it from up top here, picks up 1 kill, and doesn't even look like they need anything else at this point here. Is Envy really struggling to get an entry point that kind of works for them. Great positioning overall from Liquid, helping them, you know, secure the last couple of team fights and buying more time off of that clock.
Again, that dive composition and the high ground advantage that Liquid already has. Envyus is just going to be hard-pressed to jump in here. Now with Coco actually swapping over to that Winston, they're going to have a little bit of a shot, and we will see Mickey as well on that Diva just getting very aggressive. Self-destruct coming out just to open things up, and they already actually, Taimu going to get taken out.
That's unfortunate. Sound barrier comes down there on the side of Envy's. They still try to clean this one up. Nano boost is onto Mickey, though he will be taken out. No, he's still in the mech somehow, some way. Is able to keep himself up. Still, Coco running around here on the Winston. They find the kill into the hang. ID way in the back. They force the Primal Rage out of Mezzer. What can he make of it? As AZK picked up 1 kill for himself with the Pulse Bomb. Still looking to knock Taimu off the high ground. Should be able to maybe even find a kill for themselves here. As Team Liquid looking really good in the second phase of the map.
Really like this hold so far from Liquid. We talked to their coach actually just the other day, and we were asking him a little bit about what he thought going into these kind of matchups, and he seemed pretty confident about it. I mean, certainly they fell a little short in the regional qualifier, but you know, ultimately I think Overwatch Pit, I felt really good about them. So I mean, definitely looking good at this stage of the map. Again, just taking advantage of the little bit of a lead that they have, given the fact that they have this high ground and the dive composition to boot as well, and they're going to be able to put some pressure onto Louis here.
Both supports were taken out to get that fight started. As Harry Hook just now coming off of respawn along with Chips Science, so not the greatest start to that fight as well. Losing both supports puts you at a severe disadvantage here. It's under 2 minutes remaining, and now Shatter ready to go here with another Dragon Blade. ID as well has that his tac visor, and they have the nano boost to accompany either of those guys. So if they can, you know, portion these out properly, Liquid is in a pretty solid position.
Rafa holding onto that sound barrier now is going to need it as Shatter actually pulls out the Dragon Blade, already finds 2 kills, make it 3 with the nano boost there as well. And now Louis not going to be in a good position, is forced to fall back, but AZK finds that kill. 130 remains here, Storm, as they're looking now to try to finally make use out of Taimu's tac visor that he has again. And Chips actually not with that nano boost that they certainly wanted to open this point up, but really, Envyus has struggled a lot so far in this point.
And the fact that they were able to hold on to the tac visor is big as well. There's a pulse bomb. AZK picks up the kill onto Harry Hook. He is way deep here, as it didn't look like Mickey with that defense matrix was able to really absorb any of that damage. Wasn't able to pick up that pulse bomb midair, unfortunately, and find themselves another, you know, a chunk of time if you're on the defense here. 60 seconds now to go.
And this is going to be really, I mean, they have 1 or 2 more opportunities, and they have the ults to work with here. Is it going to be enough? Harry Hook already taken out, though.
2 kills, 3 kills. Oh my goodness, Shatter is just slicing and dicing with the Genji all over the places. Envy just cannot get a grip on this defense. Liquid are tearing them up here. No ultimates were used, though. Maybe they were looking to force out a couple, but even so, with the payload distance where it's at right now, that's a couple of team fights you have to win if you're Envy.
Now, again, they were able to hold on to a lot. Chips getting pretty close to that nano boost, so maybe they're going to go with that combo finally. They've been really kind of banking on this once again to try to open this point up, but even if they get this with the payload where it's at, they're going to have to win 2 fights, though.
There's the attack visor coming out from Taimu. Does he find anything? No, the Primal Rage Winston finally goes down, picks up 2 kills for himself. They have the numbers advantage. AZK trying to find something here. Does he make it to safety? It looks like they do lose the hang in the end here, and Envy going to be able to clean this fight up, but still plenty of time for a regroup if you are Team Liquid, and you've got a couple of ultimates to work with at that.
Right now, you really want to see AZK dying off a lot faster, but nonetheless, we'll have to see if he can come off of that respawn. He's going to give his team a lot of time to set up, and they will have one opportunity to fight, but this is going to be that same situation where Envyus was not able to crack through that doorway, and now Envyus can try to take that same advantage with the high ground. Taimu up top on his ship, and actually Shadow 2K coming through with that Nano Blade as well. Once again, trying to find those kills, not finding anything though initially.
Ooh, can he get the Ana? Not quite gonna be able to put the dude off the payload. No! Oh my goodness, Envy leave the payload. That is tragic, as it looked like they had the numbers advantage, Sharks, in that team fight. They only put up 1 point on the board, nearly the second one, and Team Liquid looking to be in a terrific position for the offense.
Oh no. And before we called this the C9, now we've seen Envision do it, and even
it's the Envy now.
It's now the Envy. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of teams doing it today. I don't know if is it even a meme anymore? Can you even say it's just C9 when it's happened so consistently now today that teams have been thrown off of the point.
It's called a Western team. That's what we call it.
Oh
now.
Yeah, the NA.
The Western team. Yeah.
NA cart out here, man, for sure.
That's so rough, because I was watching Shatter on the Genji, and he didn't find anything. Got a swipe there onto Chip's Iron with the Dragon Blade, but put to sleep. They had numbers advantage, I think. Yeah, I think they had numbers advantage, but they must have been pushed off some way somehow. I actually wasn't looking at the payload. I was looking on that, looking at the Dragon Blade Genji off to the side there. But regardless, they have a chance now to try to put themselves up 1-0 here in this best-of-3 series.
Not a lot of distance that they have to cover, but again, this is Envyus that they have to do it against, and now it is going to be that 3-1-2 composition coming out, as Louis is going to be that soldier. And again, I mean, typically, at least in the past few months, it was Harry Hook on that soldier, and now he's back over to that Lucio, and certainly Lucio is a lot more lethal this time around. So I mean, a little bit of value out of that, as of course we know Harry Hook as a very, very strong DPS player as well. But Lou going to be filling out that soldier slot, and Tim are going to actually be on that Roadhog, which we've seen him here before as well. And Coco actually going to be on that Reinhardt, just kind of holding back, going to be under that car wash area as well. And it's going to be actually a dive comp with ID coming through on that Widowmaker, and he's gotten a little bit of a name for himself with IDDQD as well, just a little bit of a joke name there, but nonetheless, it is going to be him on that sniper that really, I mean, he's been performing quite well with over the past few weeks.
We'll see if he's able to find any picks here. Doesn't look like he's going to have quite the vantage point for just that. Chips able to avoid a shot there, but even so, still looking to make a move here. Oh, nice pressure from Mickey, able to knock ID off the high ground, at least momentarily, to see if he's able to find anything. And I don't think they're able to find anything. They need a shot here from ID to open things up, but they lose AZK early on. They're on the payload trying to do something. Mez are going to be taken down, and Louis coming alive. There's the pick that they were looking for. Maybe a little too late, though.
Yeah, it definitely is a little bit too late, and Mickey actually doing a great job of just kind of zoning ID back a little bit. Harry Hook actually going to be pressuring him a little bit with that primary fire from Lucio as well, and ID forced now to swap. Not going to find too much value with that, as Louis is going to be able to make his way back, and ID now swapping over to that soldier. Going to be behind a little bit in ult charge, but not too much. Louis at the moment only at 33%.
Yeah, 35% is not, honestly, I would expect more of a gap there, but even since Louis actually came through with a couple of final blows in that last fight, but I think that's a distance ID can definitely make up for here with a little bit of poke from up top here if they want to go for it. There's Shatter looking for something here. He's way in the back. Mezzer the first to drop here, is Liquid struggling to actually find any picks here.
But it's going to be ID with the positional advantage, and they're just laying into Mickey on the bottom there, and it's going to be Chips actually forced to heal out all of that pressure. Coco finding a kill onto AZK, and again, this section of the map is historically incredibly strong for Envyus, so if they can hold out for 2 minutes here, they're still going to pull out a win despite just being stuck in the hanger phase on their attack.
This is such a weird push from Liquid. I feel like they're not willing to pull the trigger, but they're getting kind of getting a little aggressive, but then they pull back. There's a pause being needed here from Envy, but 2 minutes already taken off the board. And look at the ultimates starting to stack up from the side of Envy. I mean, you've got Taimu, Coco, Chip Cyan, Mickey, and Harry Hook all ready to go. Louis on the way as well, though ID has kind of put himself up to about 10% within him right now. So interested to see, as I think a bloodbath will ensue in this next team fight here, X.
And it's certainly getting to that stage as well where you're expecting to see that kind of stuff happen. And Envy now is going to be ready with Louis. I was apparently lagging. We will be ready to go ahead and start this match back up as soon as we do see Liquid readying up as well. And that actually is going to be the case. So we're going to get right back underway. And this is mostly a one fight already well underway for Envyus, as they're just going to clean up more than likely. Ooh. But Mez are already finding a kill. Still, though, Envyus should be able to close this one out.
They use a Dragon Blade from Shatter. It's into the sound barrier. Interesting decision. He's just going to be taken down with ease here, X. And just like that, they make Shatter waste his ultimate. I didn't like that at all.
Well, the good news is that by pulling out that Dragon Blade, which is certainly one of the quicker ults to be able to generate on that team, they're able to trade it for Harry Hook Sound Barrier. Sure. So when you're going 1-for-1 like that, it's not too bad. Certainly wouldn't have liked to have seen that go out, but by taking away the Sound Barrier, it's not as negative at all as it would have been if Harry Hook had been able to hold on to that.
Definitely true here. They do have Attack Visor ready to work with from Louis, who's actually going to get forced all the way back. Primal Rage coming out now. There's a Nano Visor from Louis up top. What can he find? It's into a Sound Barrier. Self-destruct. Doesn't find anything. Gets a kill. Louis finds another for himself onto Rafa, looking for something up top. Now drops down below. Finds a kill into AZK, and Envy going to clean this one up. 60 seconds remaining for the defense.
Just so strong on this section of the map. I mean, dating back months and months and months and months, especially in the NA scene, teams are they have just struggled to crack this first point against Envyus. They've just been so strong. They just know how to play it so well. And it's looking as if with the time kind of dwindling down, it's just going to be this last shot for Team Liquid, as neither team really going to be able to get an ult up, but it's going to be ID coming through first with that Tac Visor ready to go. Is he going to be able to find the kills that his team needs to push through to that second phase of the map in the hangar where they already shut down Envyus on their attack?
That's all they really have to work with. He drops it, looking for Louis up top, able to avoid some of that damage for the most part. Is able to, no, he doesn't quite get him in the end. There's a Dragon Blade now out for Shatter. He's able to find the mech on the Mickey, finds a kill onto Mickey in the end, as he will end up dropping. It's a 3-for-1 right now. They only lose Shatter. AZK gonna fall as well. They pick up the kill on Harry Hook right here. Still, Coco and Louis remaining here, as well as Chip Cyan. Coco under a lot of pressure. He's gonna be taken down. So is the Ana. And finally, Team Liquid secure the first checkpoint. And Hurex, that's not a lot of distance to cover with 230.
Now they're going to get backed off. Liquid getting very aggressive, trying to find that kill that's going to set them up to have that little bit of numbers advantage, pushing through into that next fight, which could very well determine who takes this map. As of course, if Liquid wins this next fight, as it does round this corner, then they're going to have not too much distance left to cover before they actually do close it out in the hangar phase here. And it's going to be the Transcendence. Ooh. Forced out. Not going to have it in the ship, though.
He actually, it looks like he got booped down or something like that. That's unfortunate. Still, AZK getting pretty aggressive here. Attack Visor now coming out from Louis. No nano boost to help him out. Not a whole lot of targets. Actually picks up one there on the Rafa, looking for a second around the corner. Shatter is able to deflect some of the damage, but the Helix comes through, connects onto Shatter. Still, Earth Shatter forced out from Coco. They should be able to follow up with the kills off of this. AZK going to be taken down as well, and with 2 ultimates being used, Envy clean it up.
ID actually able to get his Tac Visor ready to go once again with that little sneaky kill onto Chips as he fell back around. Taimu not able to find that kill in time, but nonetheless they do still clean it up, and they're in still a pretty good position here as they have a lot of their ultimates still stacked up and ready to go. They have to win probably about 2 more fights to be able to close this out, but Liquid have been looking pretty strong here so far in this second phase of the map. We'll have to see if maybe they can get that same advantage on their attack.
And they take down Harry Hook, who has a sound barrier at the ready. Taimu is way out of position right now. Can he keep himself up? No, not going to be the case. Too many threats coming out from Liquid, as Louis going to be taking down another Dragon Blade out from Shatter. Finds a kill there, finds 3 kills in total. Looking to D-Mech Mickey. He's going to be taken out of this. Self-destruct forced out. Can he get to safety? No, he's going to be taken down by ID with the Tactical Visor. And just like that, Team Liquid clean this up here. I think they have this in the bag. Oh, Harry Hook not able to get the sound barrier off in time. They take care of business onto Louis. Taimu on the Tracer doesn't last too long. And Team Liquid find map number 1 victory.
And again, you have to wonder, we talked a little bit about it before on Thursday, you know, the teams that are going over to Korea to represent the Western region over in Apex for Season 3. If one of those teams drops out early on, then you're going to have to be left wondering, you know, what could have been when Apex comes around. So certainly everybody in the Western scene is for a little bit rooting for Envy to do well, so that when we are actually sending people over to Apex, it is going to be the best of the best. And of course, Envyus just being, again, just that mainstay in the Western region, and certainly in the NA region as well, as they've been over here for quite some time. You know, aside from their stints in Korea, which have been pretty long-winded as of late since the Season 1, but still, I mean, it's tough to see them go down against Liquid, but Liquid has just been so strong as of late, and now able to take a map there off of Envyus. You can't deny Liquid at this point. You just can't.
That's a little rough. It looks like okay, we're back in the lobby here. Map number 2, it will be Numbani, which I'm curious to see what these teams want to change up for, what Envy wants to do differently. They will be on defense, it looks like, to get things started here. But Hurix, that was a close one. I mean, Team Liquid on the verge of not even getting that first checkpoint. Then they battle past all odds. They end up getting to basically the second checkpoint. Uncharacteristic, I think, of both teams to what even happened there. So we'll see what's going to happen on Numbani. Who do you have taking the second map?
I actually think that Envyus is going to be able to take this one. I think, I mean, certainly in the past, Envyus was strong on Gibraltar, but I think a lot of that actually was to do with Internet Hulk. I think he was actually pretty pivotal on that map. Just looking back at even the Torbjorn strats, but even the Winston as well, and they don't really have that same flexibility that has worked for them historically for, you know, going on a year or more now. So looking at Numbani, again, one of their flavor maps, I think that they're probably well enough practiced on this one that they can integrate Louis into this. Again, utilizing a trial here. Not sure how long they've actually been playing with him. I think they've been in the US for what, 3 weeks, maybe a month, something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but maybe someone in chat can inform everyone. But I'm not sure how practiced they are on all these maps. But again, Numbani has been a pretty strong map for them in the past, and I imagine they're going to be able to float this one as well and take us to a game 3. But again, Liquid, you just can't deny their abilities at this point. They just look so strong. I'm not sure what happened to them in the qualifier as Gale Force. I think it was Gale Force that 2-0'd them.
Yeah, it was.
On the top side of the bracket. So it's kind of, I just didn't really expect it. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Maybe they just kind of bowed out early or something. I don't know. They just didn't really.
I'm thinking
they knew.
All. I'm thinking they knew they qualified, so maybe they weren't.
They just didn't put in that full 110%.
The full 110% effort. I think that's probably what happened. I wouldn't consider Guild Force a better team by any means, but you know, you gotta wonder after that first game. It sucks. It looks like Louis having, you know, some issues with potentially some latency issues, but hopefully that's not an issue. Moving forward here, as I'd like to see, you know, what these guys can do at their fullest potential here on Numbani. And should it be a game number 3, it would be Nepal in this best of 3. As I had mentioned before, Envy actually did already play a series. I believe they took down Splice 2-0 in that one earlier on. So that's a little bit of an update as to where this group is going. But excited to see what we're going to have again from Team Liquid if they're able to find a 2-0 here in Group D.
So now again, we're going to be seeing Shatter back on that Genji, and really this has been that kind of catalyst for change, I think, for Liquid, was just that pickup of Shatter, bringing him in, playing that role of Genji, and again, it's really empowered them. I think it has been a completely different team, almost holistically, with that one change, and then taking advantage, of course, with ID and AZK. Certainly some good mechanical players as well, but I think ID has definitely stepped up with Shatter 2K joining the roster. And now we're going to be seeing ID trying to contest Coco a little bit as he is on that Winston. Again, that's something that you see a lot from Envyus, using that Winston.
They lost AZK pretty early, though, from time of coming out there on the Roadhog. So just going to be forced back off of this one, wait for their Tracer. So look for a re-engage. Not too much really lost, maybe a little bit of ult charge, but not really going to mean too much moving forward here, as I'm looking for Mezer to dive into that backline with Shatter here. Actually going to be taking a little bit different of an approach here from both angles, as Mickey is just sitting on the low ground, poking these guys down. Mezer doesn't have that immediate healing coming out from Dehang and Rafa, so he's going to be forced to the high ground, and still Mickey pressuring this one. There's Coco going all the way into the backline, finds the pick there onto Dehang, and Envy really starting off this defense quite cleanly.
Oh, and Mickey actually able to find that last killing blow onto Shatter, and they're going to be able to push them back, looking so solid on defense. And the way that they actually controlled that spacing was just so strong. Liquid just had no opportunities to do anything. Rafa going to be forced to just try to jump away. They finally are going to be able to find that kill before he's able to get up the stairs and just die off, so they get that extra little bit of ult charge. But self-destruct at the ready actually for Mickey here, who I imagine is going to want to utilize that in this next one just to try to get, again, just that little bit of control on the point.
Well, a whopping 1.7% has been gained here from the side of Team Liquid. So, yeah, not what you want to do in 2 team fights here, but we'll see. There is a Winston diving up top here. They have a Dragon Blade at the ready. Oh, Harry Hook the first to drop here at the hands of Shatter. They also force the self-destruct out there. Attack Visor comes down from Louis. He's going to try to clean this up. It's into a Transcendent, so doesn't find much at all. Actually, no value whatsoever off of that one. There's a Hook. Louis going to be taken down. ID coming through clutch here for the side of Team Liquid, who should be able to mop this up and secure the first checkpoint here.
So Taimu was able to kill off Shatter, and that's their clutch player. He actually gets the sound barrier. Not only that, but he also pulls out the whole hog with the nano boost as well. Ooh. And they're still not able to get on there. And we did see, again, ID pulling out a whole hog of his own just to push them off the point. They didn't have to win the fight. All they had to do is get them off the point long enough to secure that objective, and they did that quite well.
That was, yeah, that's exactly what that was for. They made that sound barrier and the nano boost come out there from the side of Envy. So definitely a good trade for Liquid here, who have about 4 minutes. There's a hook on the Mickey. He gets put to sleep, or ID rather gets put. No, he gets knocked off the map by Coco. That's unfortunate. The little tiny displacement from that jump, able to knock ID off of this one. As there's a pulse bomb, Louis able to get to safety here, as ACK didn't follow up off of that one. Still, Mezzer with the Primal Rage. Still, Team Liquid's spawn is really close to this here, so they might have the advantage moving forward.
No, ultimately, we are going to be seeing Shatter pull out that Dragon Blade, looking for some kills, and Taimu is still a threat. Need to kind of eliminate him, but it's going to be Harry Hook actually with that Discord. Taimu is still able to find that hook and is able to kind of battle Envyus back into this one a little bit as they're pushing forward, looking for even more. ID going to be missing the hook from his own, and actually Taimu landing another one.
Nano boost as well into Coco. They're just going to continue to play pretty aggressive. No, they're going to back off of this one. That nano boost probably not really necessary, but look at Taimu, man. He is creeping all the way back to that point A. No, he's going to go to safety as Louis finds a pick there to AZK, and these picks they keep getting just buying themselves more and more time.
All right, we're going to be seeing Taimu just holding this back corner once again. Does have that whole hog at the ready. And Harry Hook at the moment holding onto that sound barrier. Again, a pretty solid hold here after that initial loss, and Shatter 2K actually swapping over to the Soldier, but it's going to be Harry Hook taken out by the Pulse Bomb.
That's a nice pick from AZK. They don't have much else to work with, but there's Louis with the Attack Visor. Does he find anything? Another Transcendence again from the Hang. Man, this guy has won every single team fight. There's a pick, though. ID will be taken down. Still, numbers moving forward. Spawn advantage is in favor of Team Liquid, so they might have the advantage. They pick up the kill. Mickey and Chips both going to be taken down. Louis shortly going to fall after as well. And finally, the payload will cover some distance from Liquid.
Pushing forward, and AZK ready to go yet again with that Pulse Bomb. They found a lot of value last time around by just taking Harry Hook completely out of the equation, and now he does have that sound barrier even still. And they're pushing forward, trying to contest before the point actually goes through. 1.56 meters to go as they're just trying to get everybody back onto the point. And actually Coco making the space for the rest of the squad to jump on.
Yeah, they use the Primal Rage. Oh, there's a Pulse Bomb way in the back, though. AZK picks up a kill. Sound barrier as well from Harry Hook here. Pretty even trade. 1-for-1 chips going to be dropped, though, as well. Still, the trade going to kind of be advantage to the defense since they can make it back a little bit quicker. Self-destruct is out, though. Can he find anything? No, not going to be the case. They do have Attack Visor if Shatter wants to drop it. Not sure if it's going to be required, though, Hurix, as Liquid still struggling. He is going to go ahead and pop this one. Finds a kill immediately onto Harry Hook. Mickey, the lone survivor, he's going to be taken down. And finally, Team Liquid taking care of business.
I don't like the fact that they had to use that. I mean, Shatter should have been able to find those kills without that ultimate, and I think that sets them back a little bit going into this last stage of the map where they really wanted to have that little bit of an advantage, but they don't have that nano boost, so I mean, really it wasn't going to be a huge team wipe unless we saw Shatter 2K able to kind of sneak his way around that left side, which at the moment he's able to do. So if he would have had that ultimate there, maybe he would have been able to make that wipe happen, and that would have set them up in a nice position where they could actually take advantage. But nonetheless, Graviton coming out from ID.
Do they have anything to follow up with that one? It's a 2-for-1 right now. Favor to Team Liquid. They lose ID, though. They find a kill on the chip. Still Coco under a lot of pressure. He might actually fall here. is able to get to safety just barely. Mickey, no, he doesn't. It's AZK coming through, able to follow up off of that one. And it looks like the payload might be able to get a little bit more distance as they do demech Mickey. He should be taken care of here. And the payload going to move forward. Not a whole lot to really work with in the next fight, other than, I guess, some ultimates starting to come up here for the side of Liquid.
Shatter once again getting pretty close. You definitely want to get that attack visor up as soon as possible, get him up into a nice position where he can take advantage of that and take on the back line. Again, Taimu just such a threat, but they do take him out early, and that's exactly what they want to do. Take Taimu out as soon as you possibly can. Harry Hook would be another threat as well on that Lucio, but they do find those early on, and Chip's going to be falling as well.
Pulse Bomb's out there, doesn't find anything, gets a big chunk of damage there onto the D.Va mech as he will be demech. Attack visor finally coming out from Taimu. Last time he got picked off, like you said, he had the nano boost on him, so really unfortunate. Still gets a kill for himself onto AZK. Envy with the spawn advantage will be able to battle back onto this one. I'm surprised Liquid actually sticking around here. Coco diving straight into the back here. They do take care of business onto Dehang. He'll be dealt with. Coco will be taken down a little too aggressive. Still 60 seconds to go here.
Oh, I'm not sure about this dive from Mezzer. Chips easy was able to just take that kill, and they do actually hold this one out. 48 seconds remain in the time bank here, but Liquid have gone quite far here against Envyus, who were kind of making a good hold initially, but Chips with such a good sleep onto ID, going to be able to get himself a little bit closer to that nano boost. I mean, they weren't going to get a kill off of that.
They almost did. I mean, ID was dangerously low, but like you said, now 26 seconds remaining here. No ultimates here from Liquid. Got a couple of ready to go here from the side of Envyus. Now Louis going into the back looking for a pulse bomb. Target is forced to recall here. They know he's behind him, looking for the flank at this point. There's a sound barrier from Harry Hook to get things started. Is it enough to get anything? Transcendence now out from Dehang. We'll be able to negate some of that damage. Pulse bomb from Louis doesn't stick onto anything, unfortunately. We're gonna hit overtime. Self-destruct doesn't find its target. Still not a whole lot of kills in the back. It's a 1-for-1 right now, Hurix.
And it's still a bloodbath on the point. We do see ID throwing out that Graviton right before he dies out, and Shatter 2K is still finding that kill onto Mickey, but it's not going to be enough. Initially, the Sleep Dart coming out from Chips again, finding its mark as he's slowing down the pace of the attack yet again from Liquid, but Chips is going to be pressed on, and Messer going to be falling again. He has been finding nothing against Chips at all.
Still have 4 people on the payload from Team Liquid, 4 on the side of Envy, who have that spawn advantage. So there's a, we see the Sombra coming out there. No, they leave the payload again. I don't really think they would have been able to capture it out, unfortunately, here, because they didn't really have any ultimates coming down the pipeline, but still an opportunity had they been able to stick onto the payload. 2 points put up there from Team Liquid, and now Envy have their work cut out for them.
They had 2 really good opportunities. I mean, they had 2 Gravitons coming out. They just didn't find enough inside of it. That last one really should have found more value, but they didn't really take out the 2 easy kills inside of it because they just didn't have the ability to execute. I mean, Shatter was able to eliminate the threat of Mickey on that D.Va, which certainly would have mitigated some of that pressure initially, but he wasn't even there, and they still weren't able to find those kills. So now moving on to their defense, they certainly have to stop things pretty short. Granted, I mean, I'm not sure what to expect at all from the attack from Envyus, as they were stopped pretty short actually in the hangar phase. Yeah. But there was some, I think, some extenuating circumstances, given the fact that Envy, with their composition, they just weren't able to really contest that high ground quite well. And with their composition now, it seems like they might actually go for that, but I'm not sure what we're going to be seeing from their DPS. I mean, Louis and Taimu could switch things up, but otherwise, I think this is more than likely what we're going to see. I think that Louis and Taimu are going to change this up.
We'll see what we're going to have from them on the defense, though. It looks like we're going to be seeing AZK now on the Roadhog. I think, is this the first time we're seeing him on it today? Not really sure, but they're going with that triple tank setup. Shatter as well, going to be on the D.Va here, and Liquid, you know, with the successful defense, that means they would take the series 2-0 and put them in sole possession of that first place in Group D. Would still have another game to go, as they already did take down NRG earlier. They took them down 2-0, so that's a solid victory to have in their bag as well. But we'll see, as it looks like things starting to shape up here for the side of Envy, who are going to go with that Fire Mercy setup.
We'll go ahead and see Taimu actually coming out on a Pharah, which is not something I guess we're used to seeing all too much, but it's going to be the Genji coming out from Louis, and that's been something that Envy has been missing a little bit, is that Genji player. They've had Pharahs in the past, but not really that as much this double threat. But Taimu going to be taking out early there, and oh man, that's not a good start at all for Envyus, who are trying to take out this the Genji Pharah play for the first time, I think.
I mean, we did see
recently.
this. Yeah, I mean, we did see that kind of same thing when Team Liquid is pushing to that point A. They actually got taken down a few times early on. It took them a little bit of time to actually come through with the checkpoint. So they're not in a terrible position to actually still capture this one in a remotely decent time at this point. But there's a dive coming out here from the side of Coco. There's the first pick. AZK this time around, the first to drop. They also get to hang it to 2-for-1, losing only their Lucia, but Coco under a lot of pressure. Does he get to safety? 46 HP. In the meantime, the rest of Team Liquid are really struggling on the point here, and it looks like they might actually drop off of this, and Envy coming through potentially with a really quick point A capture.
And that's the Envy we're looking for there as Louis comes through on the Genji. Does finally have that performance that we were looking for, and they do actually manage to come through the Dragon Blade at the ready. They just need to take out a couple of kills, and it's going to be Shatter in the back line, but Louis actually looking to find that kill on the Hang, finds it as well as the one on the Shatter, and that's going to be it as they secure that first objective with 5 minutes, actually over that a little bit, and they finally did cap it out on the time bank.
I think Liquid had about 4 minutes to work with, so a little bit of extra time if you're Envy to be able to push the distance. Of course, don't quite have to finish the map, but it's pretty close to it nonetheless. Still, a couple of ultimates to work with. Most notably, they do have the Barrage and the Resurrect ready to go. Shatter going to really have to try to deal with Chips as well as AZK to make sure that Resurrect isn't in effect for Envy moving forward. And look at Taimu now, looking for a flank, potentially will be spotted out by AZK.
Pushing forward, Louis now is going to be on that Tracer, trying to take down Shadow 2K, who's taken down pretty low. Mickey going to be taken out of mech, though.
Oh my goodness, what a sleep dart coming through from the Hang, able to get the double kill, but the Resurrect able to save everybody but Mickey. Sound barrier now out for Harry Hook. Is it enough to save the day here for the offense? Doesn't look like immediately that's going to be the case, so they do lose the Hang. And I'm not really sure. It looks like Envy should be able to move forward with this one. Taimu coming through clutch here on the Pharah, picking up the kills for themselves. That Resurrect really saving the day here for Envy.
Pushing forward, I mean, that Resurrect has been really, really strong for them so far. Mickey again with that self-destruct at the ready, and Taimu has actually been performing okay so far on the Pharah, and now he's just kind of holding up, just putting some damage initially into the backline a little bit, and it's going to be Shatter 2K pulling out that Tac Visor, trying to shut him down early on, but he actually gets taken out.
That's an unfortunate ending. It's still a 1-for-1 right here. Pulse bomb from Louis, able to find a kill. Self-destruct is out, not able to find anything. Gets a reset nonetheless. ID on the high ground along here with AZK. Both going to be taken down in just a matter of moments. And Envy securing the second checkpoint. So much time to work with to be able to finish the map. 4:45 left to go here for Envy.
Again, such a strong map for Envyus in the past. Definitely looks like it hasn't faltered at all. As Numbani looking really good here for Envyus to be able to close out on 4:30 remaining on the time bank as Taimu going forward here on the Pharah. And you're looking right now for Liquid to try to make a stand on this corner and try to steal some time away, but over 4 minutes to work with, man. I don't see Envyus in a position where they're not going to finish this map.
It's so tough, especially since they can't find a way to deal with Chips and Taimu here and that Pharah Mercy setup, as they do have a barrage already good to go. The hook is out here. No, finally Shatter comes up with that kill to get things started, which is going to allow them to follow up onto Coco as well. Resurrect, though, comes through from Chips, gets them all back up into the fight. There's the barrage up top, finds one kill, self-destruct, though. Taimu doesn't get the safety. ID picks up that kill for himself. Nano Boost is out as well here. It looks like it was onto Shatter, who pops the tactical visor, picks up one, picks up two, looking for a third, gets the triple kill, and is going to be able to shut down Envy.
They actually push them back pretty effectively there. Now 3:40 remaining here as Mickey's going to be dying off pretty late. Actually, he manages to get away with that defense matrix just enough to save his life here, as Louis actually is going to be on that soldier, making a couple of swaps up here as Chips actually switches off, as well as Taimu and Coco now, of course, on that Reinhardt at the moment. But we see Mickey changing, and that's kind of a little bit of a difference maker as he goes over to the Zarya, and they have that classic triple tank setup as they're pushing the last stage of this map here on Numbani.
Couple of ultimates to work with if you are Team Liquid. There's Coco diving straight into the back, doesn't find anything. Earthshatter connects onto just Mickey. It looked like it had actually hit Harry Hook, but wasn't the case. Taimu the first to drop. Nice bio grenade connects on the side of Chips, but even so, not enough to really follow up off of that sound barrier from both ends. Going to be used here. And Team Liquid again cleaning this up. Nice hook coming out there from AZK. Secures a kill onto Mickey. Louis as well, going to be taken down in 2:45. 2 minutes spot off the clock here. looking like Team Liquid might have a fighting chance.
Well, the problem here is that there's two combinations that are just still incredibly scary that Envyus could pull out at any point. And there's 2.5 minutes remaining, so certainly you have time to work with. And if at any stage you do see Taimu finding a pick, then you're going to lose this map more than likely. And Taimu is incredibly good at finding those picks. And the AZK actually pulls out that whole hog, is going to get slept out of position, not around that corner. And Envyus could just jump on this.
Self-destruct out there, able to find just the shield coming out there from Coco, so not really able to grab too much off of that one, just able to back him up a little bit here. Still, they do have that nano visor at the ready. On the defensive side, his Shatter's up top. He's looking, he's gonna go ahead and drop down below, looking for something behind the shield. Nice bio grenade connects from Deheng as well, picks up 2, making 3-4 kills in the bag for Shatter, coming alive for Team Liquid. Again, they used a lot of ultimates here, but like you said, Envy coming up on some big ones in this next fight.
They've been able to take 3 fights now pretty handedly, but the big problem here is that Liquid expended a lot to be able to win that last one. Essentially, in that one fight, they traded 4 ults for virtually, nothing, giving Envyus a little bit of an advantage going into this next fight. But if they're able to kind of kite away some of this pressure that could come from Louis swinging around the side, then maybe they could pull this one out still, but it's going to be the nano visor dropped in the back line.
Find anything, looking for AZK, looking for Mezzer, gets one of them. AZK is going to be taken down, and just like that, Team Envyus going to be able to drop Team Liquid. Nice pick on the side from Louis, connects with the Helix. They will have a stagger back to the point here, but I doubt it's going to be a full team fight.
ID going to be taken out very early on, and yeah, they have that one last opportunity again. Still have to deal with that graviton that's going to come out from Mickey, and he could just hold them off the point. He doesn't even actually need to do anything crazy. He can just hold them off the point, but he actually opts to just go for the team wipe. They're jumping right onto it. Louis already with the first kill.
They only have Mezzer on the point right now. Sound barriers out there from Envy. ID still here. Do they have enough in the bag to hold on? No. Earth Shatters out from Coco, knocks him off the point. Shatter coming through with the tac visor. Doesn't really find anything, as Envy going to be able to clean this one up, securing Numbani and moving it to a third and final map on Nepal.
And Nepal is where things are going to get incredibly interesting, because this is we've already seen 2 pretty insane maps. Certainly, I think Gibraltar looked pretty solid for Liquid, but really, they were able to kind of keep this one a little bit close. Not initially, and Envyus certainly looked like they were going to be taking that one away on their attacking phase, where they had just under 5, or I think it was 4 or 5 minutes or something going out to that last stage of the map here. But some really solid play. We saw Shatter 2K pulling out that soldier and really finding a lot of value with that nano visor here in the play of the game. And it was just fights like that kind of kept them in that one, but just kind of gave too much away. 4 ults in that last one. I think if they would have been able to hold on to AZK's whole hog, and then of course if they had held on to that, they would have been able to keep ID's self-destruct as well. Then maybe they would have been able to hold out a little bit longer. But it's it's tough to say in hindsight what could have happened, what should have happened. So now moving into this last map here on Nepal, definitely anticipating a pretty intense matchup actually, as Liquid certainly looking incredibly strong with the dive, but Envyus historically have really kind of been good with tanks as well, as that coordination is so strong. Taimu looking incredibly strong on the pickup actually of the Roadhog, as well as Mickey pulling out the Zarya, as well as really good with the Diva, which I imagine they'll bring out a little bit as here in this next map. Question it becomes, what do they want to go with? Do they want to go with some sort of dive? Do they want to bring Louis out onto that Genji? We saw it on their attacking phase of Numbani, with Taimu actually going over to that Pharah, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to be what they want to go with. I think they're going to want to keep things a little bit more vanilla, I think. Certainly on Sanctum, but once it gets over to Village, I think is where things could kind of get mixed up a little bit. Shrine and Sanctum, I think, are going to be a little bit vanilla, but certainly we could be surprised here by Envyus. We just don't know what they've been practicing, and again, that Pharah Genji combination is not something historically we've seen from Envyus. So it wouldn't be I don't think it would be crazy to assume that we could see Envyus pulling out something a little bit different on one of these maps here on Nepal.
Well, I'm not really sure what to expect from both these teams in terms of how they're going to perform here, because both of those first and second maps extremely close between both those teams, Gibraltar and then Numbani here. Not going to have a tie, of course, on the third map, which is Nepal. So this will be the final map of this best of 3 series to see who actually claims actually going to be in possession of first place when totally guarantee them first place of the group, but definitely going to be a big third map for both of these teams. And of course, following this series, guys, we still have one more to round out the night, Envy up against NRG. So be sure to stick around for that one right after this. But let's take a look and see what we're going to have on the side of Liquid, who seem to be looking towards that Fire Mercy setup.
Definitely looking forward to seeing Shatter come through once again, but it's going to be ID trying to be the playmaker. But look at this double hit scan actually coming out on the side of Envyus, as Taimu actually going to be on that McCree. Very, very deadly on this pickup, and certainly Louis has cemented himself as the Soldier 76 role for this particular team. And with the double hit scan, I think they should be able to shut down ID here. But we'll have to see if maybe ID can use those sight lines at his advantage and try to shut these guys down. Against Taimu, there's just no way.
Yeah, this is going to be really rough for ID, I think, especially with Louis and Taimu both just focusing him down. Of course, a little bit of added damage from Chips if he wants to focus on that, but we'll see what their approach is going to be. Mickey diving straight onto the point here, and ID finding a few hits for himself, but still has to be very wary. Chips under a lot of pressure. Mezer as well is forced to back off for the time being. They lose ID and Shatter, both DPS to get things started. Definitely a strong opening here for the side of Envy, who clean this one up and secure the first points.
I actually would have liked, just given the fact that they have 2 hit scans. I mean, certainly one of the deadliest hit scans in this tournament with Taimu going onto that McCree. Then you have to kind of wonder maybe if things should have been swapped up a little bit. Do you want to go for the typical dive, or do you want to throw in a diva? And it looks like they're going to be bringing in the diva, with Shatter actually coming out with that swap, and ID actually going to be taking his place on the Soldier.
But you can't get picked that early. Dehang just going to drop. They actually find a kill there, a return kill onto Mickey. We'll have to see if they want to follow up off of this, but remember that shield of Coco is so hard to get behind, and with Louis and Timing still in the mix, you don't really want to risk that. So they're going to back off of this one, look for a full regroup. 35% and counting now for Envy, who have a few ultimates for this next fight.
Moment. Deadeye at the ready for Taimu. Louis getting pretty close as well to having that tactical visor. AZK already with an opening kill onto Chips.
That's definitely a strong start. Sound barrier out from Harry Hook, though. Is it enough to save the day and return fire? No, Coco's going to be taking down Tac Visor now out from Louis into the defense matrix. He finds absolutely no value. Does pick up a kill on AZK, but the Primal Rage from Mez are going to be too much to handle here, as Liquid finally clean this fight up for themselves, taking care of business, getting the flip at about 64% here. 65.
Really not a bad spot to find the flip, though, but now, given where they're at in the ultimate bank, it's not going to be... Oh, what a kill from Dehang! Sometimes you just land that alternate fire from Zenyatta, just holding down that right click and just throwing out all those orbs, and just you sometimes just find just 3 or 4 headshots, and that was one of those situations where he's able to find that kill. Transcendence at the ready at the moment, but still a lot of ults charged up here for Envyus, as they just kind of held on to a lot of them in that push that decided that Liquid was actually going to take that point away. Yeah, it's exactly what happened on Numbani as well. So they have a lot to work with. Let's see what they actually want to use for this next fight. Getting forced all the way back, though, because Shatter on the Diva trying to pressure them down. They find a pick there onto Taimu as well. There's the Earth Shatter, comes through, does connect onto just Rafa. He's taken down Tactvisor now out from ID. Can he find anything behind the Reinhardt shield? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, unfortunately. He gets no value whatsoever off of that one, but the rest of his team coming through big, and Liquid definitely going to be able to take the lead off of that team fight. With the way that play was executed from the beginning, it actually should have gone very much in favor of Envyus. We saw Taimu actually sneaking his way around that left side through the buildings, and he actually got the surprise off onto ID, and he landed the flashbang, was able to get ID down pretty low, but he just wasn't able to find the kill on the Soldier, and we saw ID pull around, got the communication out to AZK, and they found that kill initially to be able to shut that down. Tackvisor not ready for Louis quite yet. Mickey with the Primal Rage. He's looking for something onto Dehang. Does he pick up the kill? Sound barriers out there from Harry Hook again. Picks up 1 kill, though. It's going to be a support for a support at this point. Envy still have the numbers advantage. Self-destruct is forced out from Shatter. He is not able to remech, unfortunately. Envy clean this one up still. Can AZK and company get this up to 99%? He is the lone survivor. We'll have to see how long he can hold on. AZK now just backing off, trying to get around the point. Coco gonna give him a hammer to the side of the head as they flip that over. It's 99% though for Liquid, as they held on for some time there, and now battling back onto the point against that double hit scan of Taimu and Louis. I mean, they're still gonna have to find some incredible picks to get on there, as this could very well be the last fight of the map here
Oh, but ID is actually being pressured out here by the Winston sound barrier to get it started from Liquid. This will be the last fight. Pulse bomb ready from AZK. Does he get the stick? He actually does, but gets charged into, takes himself down because he gets charged into. Transcendence comes through as well. Tactilizer now out from ID, trying to clean this one up for himself. Only one kill. Chip's going to be dropped as well. Nano Boost is out here on the other end. It's going to be onto Louis, who can finally drop the Tactilizer, trying to clean it up. Picks up two, looking for a third one. Might be able to grab it here. He does pick up the kill onto the hang with the help of Mickey. Sound barrier, no, doesn't quite get it out, or excuse me, Harry Hook did actually get his out in time. My mistake there, but regardless, Envy cleaned this up here some way.
And really, it kind of came down to Louis with the tac visor, with a nice setup from Taimu. Again, really good coordination there from Envyus to be able to secure those kills as the flashbang came out. And now Shatter 2K forced to jump on the point, going to be taken out of mech pretty early on. ID trying to make his way onto the point as well, and it's going to be an overtime stagger with Liquid trying to make their way onto the control point, but I just don't see this working in their favor here, as we should see Taimu finding some kills here.
Mezer, though, with the Primal Rage, should be able to hold on a little bit longer. ID still in the mix. AZK going to be taken down by the Fire Strike here. They only have two people on the point. That's going to be ID taken down. Mezer going to be falling as well. The hang is on the side. Shatter trying to contest, not going to be there in time, unfortunately. And Envy going to be able to take round number 1, 100-99. About as close as it gets here, X.
Mickey definitely performing pretty well. I mean, he's definitely been a little bit of a silent performer, I think, so far in this series, but he's really had quite an impact so far. He's been able to zone out ID several times, and I think that's had, again, just a really big impact for Envyus, as on this Winston. You're definitely looking at things like that to be able to shut down key players, and to hang right now, actually swapping over to the Mercy, gives some idea that maybe ID actually will... Okay, he's going to swap back over to the Zenyatta. They don't want to go ahead with that pick, but we'll have to see what he decides at the end of things, as Shatter still at the moment is on that Diva. But really, really intense matchup here on Nepal between Envyus and Liquid, and that's going to decide who takes this match. And this is just the group stages, people.
Yeah. This is just, I mean, this is about, I expected this series to be one of the closest of the day that we had seen on stream, and it's definitely living up to that. Close map number 1 and map number 2 in round 1. Definitely getting off the good start, but there's Chips going to be taken down from afar. ID on the 76 picks up that kill for himself, and Liquid are just racking up the kills here in this first fight. They do end up losing ID, but I don't really think it's going to be mean much in the end here. It should be Liquid grabbing the first points.
Really, really good positioning as well from Mezer, who was able to just get in front of the back line and just position himself, just shifting left and right as if he was kind of like a linebacker or something, you know, just some kind of offensive line or something like that, I guess would be a better way to explain it. But still, just really, really good zoning. And he's going to dive right in himself now, looking to try to take down Chips, and Chips is going to be able to hold himself up a little bit, but AZK coming through, finding that kill.
Oh my goodness, AZK with the pulse bomb again, able to stick Coco, gets himself to safety here, cleans that one up here. AZK really coming alive here on the Tracer. Definitely a pleasure to watch him on that, as they still maintain control, 30% and counting.
Now Mezer again with that Primal Rage, pretty close now. Mickey with one of his own coming up, but double hit scan now. Taimu just kind of sitting on that McCree, looking to try to take some picks.
Eye out there from Taimu, though. Can he find anything off it? He's going to get a little bit of zoning as he does draw. Doesn't really find a whole lot. Still Shatter under a lot of pressure. He's going to be demeched. They do force out the Primal Rage as well from Mickey, but Mickey going to be taking down ID with the Tac Visor. Picks up 2 onto Mickey and Louis, looking for something behind the Reinhardt shield, but not really going to be able to find a whole lot, as he will be forced to back off of this one. Still an opportunity for Envy to come through if they can find these remaining kills.
ID jumping onto the point. It's going to be Taimu aggressing as well, but now he's going to get powered up by the Nano Boost as Chips places it onto him, but Taimu not going to be able to find any kills initially. They're still winning the point, though, here, Storm.
That was huge. The Earth Shatter from Coco was big, but unfortunately for him. So Taimu has another Deadeye. What? They sub 2 kills. Still, he's trying to be the savior for his team, as it looks like Louis back in the mix here. It's a 2-on-1 against Mezer, who is finally taken down. What a turn of events, as Envy get the flip at 85%. That's still a massive deficit to come back from.
Spreading that damage between them, Taimu and Louis able to find that last kill on Mezer when Taimu was just so low. But with that flip, Envyus now again with another shot to jump back into this, and Taimu actually getting contested a little bit by ID, and it's going to be Mezer jumping through as well, but Mickey already found the kill on the hang.
Coco, though, under a lot of pressure. Pulse bombs out there from Louis. Doesn't really find anything here. Still, Mezer going to be taken down. I think Liquid should just go ahead and back off of this. Shatter going to jump off the map. Give a little bit more percentage to Envy, who now have a real shot to battle their way back into this round.
getting close to those ults that they're going to basically, I mean, they're going to require to be able to get back onto this one. They won the first map, still very close matchup indeed, but it's going to be up to Liquid to decide if they can actually execute properly to be able to get back onto this point from Envyus, who just defends so well when they do have that control.
ID though with the Tac Visor, if he can get to safety, no, Mickey hot on his tail, finds that kill for himself, can't deal with the Winston. Mezzer on the other end though, pops a Primal Rage into a sound barrier coming out there from Harry Hook, so it will save the day for a little bit as Chip's under a lot of pressure from the Winston. Can he get the kill? Yes, he will. Mezzer picks up 2 onto both supports here. Coco now under a lot of heat. He's not going to have any friends around. Drops the Earth Shatter, surprisingly enough. Not really sure what he was hoping to do with that one, but Louis going to be taken care of, and Liquid make the flip here. 13 seconds to get back to the point.
I really don't like that Earth Shatter at all. I don't think that that was a good use, but I think the thought there was that, you know, if they didn't have that, now they're going to be basically trying to get onto the point when there's really no option for them to really take advantage of it. And now overtime with Taimu finding that kill with the Deadeye initially, they can get back onto the point, but it's not going to be with that Earth Shatter.
Still, ID with the Nano Visor finds nothing. Unfortunately, Taimu does miss that flashbang onto him. AZK in the meantime picks up 2 for himself. They have 6 people still on the point. Finds another kill. AZK picks up 4 kills for himself here as Harry Hook going to be taken down. Team Liquid battle their way back here on the Paul, tying up the map 1-1.
We'll have to see. I mean, really good performances from both of the tanks, I think, actually, with Shatter 2K preventing a lot of the damage coming out from Taimu. I mean, Taimu still had a lot of value on that pick, which, I mean, given the fact that there is a D.Va who should be able to get right in his face and be able to shut down some of those Deadeyes, Taimu's still been able to be, I mean, pretty impactful. But Mezzer able to just put out that Primal Rage, shut down Chips in that fight to be able to give them control. Now things are tied up here, and Liquid on Sanctum are going to try to go up against Envyus on this map that I honestly think that Envyus is going to be pretty strong on. But the question is going to be, what is Mickey going to come out with? I mean, he's on the Orisa right now. Is this the pick? It looks like that's going to be it.
Awesome. A little bit of an Orisa coming out here from Envy. We started to see a little bit more of this, not as much as maybe some had hoped, but still are seeing a little bit of it in the pro scene here. So he's going to throw out Halt, see if he can find anything immediately. Not going to be the case here. Still going up against that quad tank setup here on the side of Liquid as Mezzer gets himself killed early on.
And he's still just pulling out those halts on the side, trying to see if he can get any environmental kills. But they're just playing this so intelligently where they're just trying to take advantage of the shield battle that they have a huge advantage in. And again, it's just going to be Mickey just throwing out those halts, just making sure that he's got a lot of control. Still, basically, he's not getting the environmental kills that he wants, but it's still having some kind of value because of the fact that he's pushing them away from that section of the map where he can get those kills. So they're forced to go into the side where then Envyus can kind of just fold into them and just, again, take advantage of the shield war that they have a little bit more of, given the fact that they have Mickey as well to provide some kind of shielding. So not finding the environmental kills, but still finding value in the fact that they can take a positional advantage, given the fact that Liquid doesn't want to go close to the edge.
They have a lot to displace them with, given they have that Roadhog, Orisa, and the Lucio here. Still not able to find anything with that. Halt still 30% and counting now. They have a couple of ultimates to work with. Tackvisor out from Louis, looking for something. Picks up a kill on the Rafa. Mezzer going to be under a lot of pressure on the point. Not going to be able to make it out of that one alive, I'm afraid. But still, Louis trying to battle past this Tracer Shatter in the area as well. They pick up a kill on the Chips. Maybe an opportunity for Team Liquid to battle back into this one. Pulse Bomb comes out. Louis almost taken down, 11 HP. He's able to keep himself alive and still maintain control of the point.
I'd be really afraid getting close to Mickey like that. And he almost takes down AZK. And now he's pressing onto Mezzer. Mezzer actually going to be taken down pretty low, but does indeed get that healing. 60% now as Transcendence comes through. They're trying to take this one away, but it's still back and forth. You have to be able to find these kills quick. Mezzer going to be pushing that backline. Louis going to be pushing him back. Primal Rage forced out as Taimu actually going to be able to get that hook off, and Whole Hog coming out. That's going to be Mezzer dropping.
Mickey is still, Harry Hook's still alive on the point. How? I don't even understand. It was a 1-on-3. He was sitting on the point for 10 seconds. No joke, 10 seconds. And they couldn't kill Harry Hook. They couldn't get the flip. Harry allows his team to get back in time, drops the Earth Shatter from Coco. They maintain control. 10 seconds to go, Hurix.
So as expected, Envyus incredibly strong here on Sanctum. And this is, again, just something I was a little bit afraid of for Liquid. And we will actually see Mickey pulling out the ultimate, so they're going to have the ability to just stay around here, just get that huge damage increase and take advantage of this. Shatter 2K trying to shut it down, though, with that Dragon Blade coming out.
Picks up a couple of kills, but he can't move any further because of the nano visor coming out from Louis. He is going to be forced to back off this one. Shatter going to be taken down. Dehang not going to be able to make it out alive. Yeah, he's going to be taken down. And Envy grab a convincing round number 3, 100-0, 1 round away from securing the series here, X.
So you have to wonder what are these random maps that are going to come out as well. I mean, if we do see Sanctum pulled out for a map number 5 potentially, then Envyus are in a great position to close us out. But first up, we are going to be seeing Shrine, and again, these other 2 maps were kind of close between the 2 teams, going back and forth a little bit. Liquid needs to be able to win this one, though, if they want to take it to that 5th map where they're looking to try to steal this series away. This is the last map in the series, so winner here on the Paul is going to be able to walk out of the group stage with that extra win, and certainly you want to be able to set yourself up in a great position going into the playoffs with that better seeding. But we will see 2-2-2 strat come out on that composition from Liquid. Shatter 2K once again going to be on that D.Va, and ID actually on that Soldier. So going with what worked actually.
Last time they went into the Far Mercy with this double hit scan from Envy, and this time around they're not going to be making that same mistake because Envy actually took this round, if I'm not mistaken, last time here. So Shatter actually D-mech pretty early on, not a good start, getting rid of that D.Va mech. Still Mezzer looking for an opportunity to move in. It's a 1-for-1 right here. We'll have to see how aggressive they want to get with this because they're under a lot of pressure. ID not in a great spot right now. Meanwhile, the health bars for Envy looking pretty good. Coco picks up 2 with 1 fire strike.
That's going to be ID and Mezzer. So again, a lot of that firepower taken out as again, Shatter 2K is forced back. We'll have to see if he can keep his mech with him, and that's going to be Taimu pressing forward. They actually do de-mech Shatter, so he's going to be forced to either jump off the map or just try to get aggressive and get it back. But Louis going to be able to find that kill, just again taking time away from Liquid with their ability to get back into this one, and giving that ultimate advantage to guys like Taimu and Louis is certainly not going to help you later down the line when on this map. You really need to have a big ultimate advantage. You need to have that stocked up if you want to be able to steal this point away. It's just, you can't just expect to dry push into Shrine and try to flip the point.
Well, they do have attack visor coming up here from Louis and Nano Boost to accompany that as well. We'll have to see if they want to drop it. Probably going to wait to get Shatter out of the mech as best they can. Pulse Bomb comes down there. Not able to find anything from AZK. Nano visor out from Louis, but it's into the defense matrix. He finds nothing, but Team Liquid pick up 2 kills for himself. That's not a good start to this fight for Envy, who are still getting up to 50% though. Transcendence forced out from Dehang. Not really sure if that was necessary here, but Team Liquid finally battle back.
Incredibly smart play from them. Again, I'm not sure about the Transcendence. It certainly secured that fight for them as Shatter 2K was able to prevent a lot of that pressure that was going to come out from the Nano Visor from Chips and Louis. But, you know, just to be able to have that Transcendence come up at that right time, just to make sure that they're able to push that edge and flip the point, 52% is not a bad spot for them to flip at. Certainly, you would like to see the Transcendence still stocked up if you're thinking you want to see a game number 5 here. But, you know, they still have a couple of options. Rafa with that sound barrier, and we do see Shatter in a great position to shut down Taimu's Deadeye.
Yeah, he's just going to back off of this one, just, you know, posing himself as a threat here. There's a self-destruct from Shatter, though. Can he get anything off it? Not going to be the case, though. Louis under a lot of pressure. Coco the first to drop here at the hands of Mezzer. Had an Earth Shatter available. AZK, though, going to be headshot there by Taimu. Maybe an opportunity for them to move in. Tac Visor still ready to go here from ID. Should he need it? Sound barrier keeping him alive. He's going to go ahead and pop this one straight into a Primal Raged Winston. So his only target is the Winston. ID going to drop anyhow. Not the best use of his ultimate, but nonetheless, Team Liquid take the lead just for a short bit.
And Mickey now in a little bit of trouble, but should be able to get back. No, they're not going to actually get the healing off on him, and Louis able to make those 2 trades, so that secures things for Envyus for the time being, and now they're in a great position here, 63%. If they win this next fight and they have some kind of ultimate to try to hold off on, then I think they should be able to make this hold, given what Liquid is at for their ultimates in turn. I mean, Dehang getting pretty close to having that Transcendence, and maybe that will be the only thing that Liquid needs, but I doubt that against Envyus.
First Shatter coming out from Coco. Nano Visor from Louis again, looking to get in the back line, gets to hang immediately. They get rid of the mech. 3 kills in the bag here for Envy. They clean this one up. ID picked up 1 on the Chips. It doesn't matter in the end. 10 seconds to get back in time. I'm afraid that's just not enough to do it here. I think Liquid, actually, no, maybe Mezzer can get back here in time. It looks like he should be able to contest this one here.
He is going to be able to make his way back on point. And it is going to be Taimu pulling out that Deadeye once again. Not going to be able to find a kill, it doesn't look like, although we could actually see him peeking around the corner and finding AZK, but that's not going to be the case. AZK saves his own life, and it's going to be Liquid battling out to the point. They actually do take out both tanks, Coco and Mickey, to fall as ID takes out Louis as well, and Liquid somehow steal the point away from Envyus.
What was that? Mezzer popping the Primal Rage at the base, able to get back to the point with just a second to go here. And they take it back in their favor, and at 70% now. Final fight definitely going to be ensuing here from both teams.
Oh man, this is actually the last fight, and Rafa and Harry Hook both ready to go with sound barriers on both sides. Who can get that first initial pick, giving their team a distinct advantage to hang with the Discords, getting pushed back himself. Mickey actually with the Discord on him. He's going to be forced to Primal Rage, getting aggressive onto the hang here.
Sound barrier out from both sides. ID the first to drop though. Hurix Louis now with the attack visor. This could be it. He's going to go ahead and use it into a Transcendence Pulse Bomb from AZK. Finds a pick onto Chips there. That's a nice start for him. Though it will be AZK being taken down in the end by Louis' tactical visor. Overtime ticking here. We'll have to see. Can they get on the point in time? Mezzer pops another Primal Rage. Looking for Taimu. Can he find the kill on him? Not quite. He lives with the sliver. ID with his own attack visor. Pulls two back in his favor. Team Liquid clean it up. They force it to a round 5 against all odds, Hurix.
Miracle workers. Liquid are miracle workers. 2-2 tied up. Who would have thought that we would be in this situation in the group phase? Liquid and Envyus tied up 1-1 on the series. 2-2 on Nepal, and it would be taken to Village here for the final map. I mean, the winner of this map, this one round here in Nepal, will walk away with that extra win in the group stage, and again, just a little bit better seeding if they are able to finish out their matches. The next map that we will see will be Envyus versus NRG. So, oh man, I mean, Liquid right now in a great spot as Envyus. We're certainly, I mean, widely considered, I think, favorites in this group and maybe even in the tournament as well. Now 3 seconds remain before we're going to see Liquid.
I mean, I did mention I expected this to be the closest match we had all day, and you know, it's definitely living up to the hype here as we go to one final round to see who's going to be taking sole possession of first place in Group D. As to get things started, Mezzer actually taking a huge chunk of damage. He's under a lot of heat though. Taimu the first to drop. He's on the 76 for the first time here. Let's see what he's able to make of it. As not the greatest start. He's taken down. Its Chip's going to be dropping as well. Liquid with the numbers advantage.
Uh-oh, Mezzer needs a little bit of help, but actually going to be able to demech Mickey, and they're going to be able to make that trade. AZK coming alive here, and they steal the point away. Liquid with the first point. And again, this is map number 5, so this is definitely good for Liquid here, as they're going to hope to hold on. But now Envyus looking to try to get back onto the point, and we do see that little bit of a comp change as Taimu is on that soldier.
Still, Mezzer getting pretty aggressive with this one, man. We'll have to see if he wants to continue with this. AZK getting close to a pulse bomb. Nice bio grenade. No, fire strike. No, that was actually the helix from Taimu. Looked like it was actually the fire strike that had killed him, but a good start to the fight for Envy. Definitely an opportunity for them to be able to pull something through here. Mezzer pops the Primal Rage all the way in the back. He actually isolates Harry Hook, finds the solo kill onto him here. Looking for Coco as well, if possible. Still a few ultimates to work with. If you are Liquid, you have the pulse bomb at the ready, trying to turn this back in their favor. Team Envy, there's the pulse bomb. 6 on the Coco, finds the kill for himself as AZK coming alive. Almost gets a kill onto Louis as well before Louis actually picks off. Mezzer tac visor now down from Taimu, picks up 2 kills, and Envy secure the point.
AZK with such a stellar performance, really good positioning throughout, and then all of a sudden Taimu pulls out that tac visor and he just forgets how to LOS for some reason. He just put a little bit of pressure on Taimu. I think he thought that he could get aggressive and then just recall back, but Taimu shut him down pretty easily there, was able to secure the point off of that. Really, I think AZK should have played that a little bit more passively, but we will see Shatter 2K just coming back through, just getting right up in Taimu's face, and already we do see ID pulling out the tac visor of his own, but he gets slept.
That's unfortunate. He had a nano boost onto him as well. Self-destruct is out from Mickey, finds that kill onto ID. Unfortunate, he was actually put to sleep there for the side of Team Liquid, who are they're going to end up losing their lead off. This pulse bomb though comes through. Is it enough to pull this back in their favor? Rafa fragging out here, picks up a couple of kills, and Team Liquid mid-fight, they actually secure the point, which is really big for them to continue to hold on to this lead. Mickey going to be taken down. What was that, Hurix?
Liquid again just being miracle workers, man. We do see the pulse bomb at the ready for AZK. He has been I mean, this man has been on fire so far in this last match, but they do spot him out, do drop the pulse bomb onto the shield, it gets flicked back into the point, but they do actually, we do see Envyus pull back away from that one, so not going to be able to find anything, but AZK, again, looking to probably demech Mickey here. Actually sliding to that backline is going to be putting pressure onto Harry Hook, and Chips in the backline as well, as he's dropped to about half HP, forced a biotic grenade onto himself just to keep himself up.
But in the meantime, Envy trying to actually capture the point. It's a 1-for-1. Oh, the big shatter from Coco connects. He follows through. The rest of his team is there to mop it up. 90% put on the board from Team Liquid, but Envy still, they have a fighting chance, especially with this very late kill on the shatter.
Oh, man. My stomach is in knots right now. 45% for Envyus as they're coming back up and trying to tie this thing out at the very least at 90% to get us into that stage where it's really going to come down to one of those last nail-biter fights that we saw in the last one. But Taimu now ready to go with that tack visor, not going to have the nano boost at the ready, so he's just going to try to take advantage of the positioning, more than likely try to drop off the back and then maybe, you know, try to get into the backline to try to take those initial kills, but already pulling it out, looking for some healing. Is going to have 2 tanks in his face, both Shatter and Mezzer, but they do actually demech Shatter.
But Chips was taken down, so that's a big pickup here. They also take care of business onto Coco. Pulse bomb ready to go from AZK. Sound barriers out there from Harry Hook, trying to save the day. Should they falter, they still have 10 seconds to get back. There's the self-destruct forced out from Mickey. Picks up a kill, a surprising one at that, onto Rafa. Pulse bomb from AZK. He actually gets nano boosted up here still. The point ticking for Envy. They have control this entire time. They lose AZK on the other end of things. There's Louis coming through with the kill. ID trying to pull this back. Pops the tactical visor. Can he find anything off of this here? Chips all the way in the back is going to be taken down. So is Harry. 3 kills coming through from ID. Cleans it up. Coco going to be taken down as well. Team Liquid pull it back in their favor in overtime. 10 seconds to get back to the point if you're Envy, though. Hurix.
We did see Taimu just pushing on. He actually might fall, though. That's not good for Envyus, as they need someone to just go onto that point and force this overtime. Oh, Louis finding the stick onto ID. Self-destruct ready for Shatter. He's jumping back in as well as, Envyus looking to just get on the point and try to flip it.
Enough though, it's going to take down really quickly. Mickey going to be demeched. 4 people on the point, 4 Envy, 4 people here if I'm not mistaken. Oh, the big shatter. Coco with the nano boost, he cleans it up. What is this? Envy pulling this back. Mezzer has a primal rage on the point. He is the lone survivor here along with ID. The last 2 remaining. I'm afraid this could be it. Tack visor comes down from Taimu. They take care of business on the Mezzer as ID turns the corner. Envy pull it back
Liquid,
some way,
man.
somehow. Hurix, they take the 3-0 and the series here in Group D.
Man, down goes Liquid. I mean, what an incredible series between these 2 teams. Liquid, it looked like they were going to be able to steal that one away at the very end, but somehow Coco, the lifesaver, was able to come in and make that play. We saw Mickey here in the play of the game. This was not that last fight, but a couple fights before that where they already had the secured point, and he was just able to find so much damage just on the point with that Winston pickup, and Mezzer was doing similar things, but look at that. Look at those cards, man. 33,000 damage for Louis. We saw Harry Hook just with so much healing done as well with that Lucio change. I mean, he's able to get himself in positions, especially on maps like Village, where he can actually get a lot of that healing out. But Envyus are your winners against Liquid, but still, I don't think you should count out Liquid at all. You definitely can't count them out at all at this point, as, I mean, if they're able to make their way into the playoffs, that's a team, like you said already, that I'd be looking for to really make a play deep into those playoffs for sure. And now we're going to be seeing up next Envyus versus NRG, which I think is going to be a pretty good matchup, but ultimately I think Envyus should be able to take that one as well.
One heck of a series from both those teams. Despite Envy coming out on top, Team Liquid definitely have to be proud of, you know, what type of a fight they put up there throughout that entire series. Team Liquid dropping that one 1-2 to Envy. And like you said, we have Envy up against NRG. Guys, that will be coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to head to a break. When we're back, NRG, Team Envy, don't go anywhere.